answer, and probably my company is not authorized to give you details that what would be our participation, but through a corporate social responsibility, we are engaged in various rural areas in terms of education. I do not think the digital education is possible unless we provide a basic primary education to the people. It is impossible because you need to understand what is digital. In a layman manner, anything which is digitally recognized on a cloud is digital. That's one. Second is that if you remember in my opening deliberation, I mentioned that the company like us can create a digital locker which is hosted on a cloud and where all necessary information which is accessed through Aadhaar ID can be accessed. That's one. In addition to this, probably we still need to reach to the last citizen of the country who is digitally empowered, and that's the government which will do. I do not think I'll be able to answer this question in totality, but definitely the Indian population needs primary education first and then digital education.
We'll take it offline. There's a little bit of a time crunch. There was a person here who had raised his hand.
Yeah, my name is Malcolm. I just wanted to know, in your own previous example regarding the patient with cardiac arrest in, say, Dalhousie being shifted to Apollo, how would digital technology help? For example, he has to be physically transferred. The problem is the delay takes place because of congestion on the roads. So how would you talked about those sensors, and you will activate all those sensors, and Apollo Hospital would know exactly what is happening on the way. So all that will happen after he reaches Apollo.
So
but
I got
to
your
get
question.
him from residence to Apollo, what do you do?
So I got your question. It's a very passionate subject which I am trying to spearhead within our company and with the various application developers who reside in Calcutta and Bangalore. I would take 15 minutes to explain this. Probably all of us are rushing for lunch. I'll be very keen to explain to you how it is possible. And if you ask me, this is one of the most, or maybe top 10 priority of ours, where we can collaborate with government and to ensure that how can we digitally create a virtual path for an ambulance which is guided and recorded through a beacon light. It is possible because Internet of Things are so advanced. There are various capacity of a small SIM card through which it is possible. I will be very happy to explain to you, sir.
Thank you very much. We will close the session. If there are any further questions, I'm sure we can take them offline. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I request Mr. Rajarshi Sengupta to please hand over the memento to Mr. Shekhar Agarwal. I would request the audience to please take their seats. May I now request Mr. R.N. Lahiri, Chairman Emeritus of IT Committee, to please hand over the memento to Mr. Sengupta. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll break for lunch, but please join us back after lunch, because the main content of the program will be in the second half, where we will cover security, IoT and smart cities.
The Digital India. The next session will be chaired by Mr. Partho Sengupta, Vice President IT Services, ITC Infotech and Head IT, ITC Limited. Mr. Sengupta has more than 20 years of industry experience in managing diverse IT solutions for various business verticals like banking and finance, stock exchange, automobiles, ITES, FMCG, manufacturing, travel and hospitality, consulting firms, etc. He, as Vice President IT Services at ITC Infotech India Limited, is responsible for heading IT shared services that runs key business applications for FMCG, hotels, paper and packaging business, agro-business, personal care, lifestyle and retail business for ITC Group. His domain expertise includes information security, servers and storage, virtualization and networks. He is an active member at industry forums for storage, servers and security, and anchors the East India chapter of Data Security Council of India. I would request Mr. Sengupta to please come to the dais and invite the other speakers who will be joining this session.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can I call on stage Mr. Shibaji Ghosh, IPS Principal Secretary, Department of Correctional Administration, Government of West Bengal. He is also Managing Director, West Bengal State Police Housing Corporation Limited in the rank of ADG and IG of Police with additional charge of Managing Director of Kolkata Police Housing Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Mr. Shibaji Ghosh. Can I call on stage Mr. Harish Agarwal, Partner, Ernst & Young. He is the Managing Partner of the Kolkata office and the Eastern Region India. He also heads the Risk Assurance Competency for Ernst & Young across India. Harish joined ENY in 2000 and recently relocated back to Kolkata, India. He is a Chartered Accountant and Certified Information System Auditor. He has led several large engagements within India and abroad, has led several BCP, Business Continuity Planning engagement inside and outside India. Has led the Business Continuity project at a large telecom service provider. The scope of work included preparation of BCP for the Pan-India Corporation of the telecom operations provider and the mobile services, fixed line services, VSAT, DTH, backbone for long distance, IPTV, internet service, DSL, broadband, international calling card, etc. This will become a phenomenal experience which is going to help us to learn how he is going to add value. He has also launched the software asset management solution for EOI and led the team supporting large software vendors in conducting SAM reviews as well as license compliance review. Harish set up the IT risk assurance team at EOI Global Shared Services and led it for 5 years. Thank you, Harish, for coming and joining us. May I call on stage our next panelist, Mr. Siddharth Viswanath, Partner PwC. Siddharth is a Chartered Accountant and an MBA from Indian School of Business. He is a Partner Cybersecurity Practice with PwC. He has more than 15 years of experience spanning across business and technology risk. Siddharth has led several projects across security strategy, vulnerability management, ISMS, BCP and information security awareness programs for banks and telcos. Siddharth is a keen speaker at academic institutions and other forums. He has authored reports on topics such as insider threat, risk in social media, managing risk in an interconnected world. Welcome, Siddharth, to this panel. Our next speaker, Major General retired is P.K. Malik. He has an electronic and telecommunication engineering graduate from B College, Shibpur here, M.Tech from IIT Kharagpur and a fellow of Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineer. Mr. Malik is a VSM, is an alumni of Defence Service Staff Colleges, Wellington College of Defence Management, Secunderabad, and National Defence College commissioned in Co-op Signals of Indian Army. The officer has varied experience in command, staff, and instructional appointments. The office has taken part in an OP Ramshak, Punjab. You'll be able to explain. This is a fantastic name. Now we would like to hear from you, sir. So, he has got OP Rhino and OP Rakshak in the valley. The officer has been Deputy Assistant Quartermaster General in Baramulla-based Divisional Headquarters, Colonel GS System, Headquarter Eastern Command, Kolkata. Deputy Chief Signal Officer at our Headquarter Northern Command and Chief Signal Officer at Srinagar based Corporate Headquarters. Deputy Assistant Chief Integrated Defence Staff DSEI DS of Defence Information Assurance Research Academy at Headquarter Integrated Defence Staff and Chief Signal Officer Headquartered at Central Command at Lucknow. He had a tenure of Instructor Class A and Officer Commanding Junior Wing in Military College of Telecommunication Engineering. He has commanded a divisional signal regiment in OP Bijay and OP Paranakram in Western Command, a winner of SIDAS gold medal essay competition and thrice second prize winner of USI essay competition. The officer is a profile writer, regular contributor and in defense related journal, and has published more than 50 papers in defense related journals. He has delivered talks and participated in panel discussion on cyber warfare in USI, CLAWS, CAPS, NMF, Headquartered School, Pune, Computer Society of India, Bangalore, and Institute of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering, Lucknow. Welcome, Major General P.K. Malik, sir. Can I have our next panelist, Mr. Puneet Bhatia, here, please? He's based in New Delhi. Puneet has over 17 years of leadership, consulting, and business transformation experience. Puneet has over 7 years of experience, strategy to implementation in driving digital transformation in the areas of plant operation, customer experience, supply chain, and transportation. Puneet has a rich experience in consulting and business transformation across industries, function, business and technology domains, and geographies. Industries that is automotive, mining, oil and gas, other discrete and process manufacturing, IT, ITES, retail, food, and healthcare. Got different functions like sales and services, manufacturing operations, customer experience, finance, supply chain, sourcing, purchasing, human resource, IT, M&A, etc. It's got a business and IT domain, that is corporate strategy, customer experience strategy, business model design, organization design, business architecture, corporate governance, enterprise risk, internal controls, etc. He has operated out of various geographies like India, USA, UK, China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Asia, and various Asian locations. He has got an experience in technology domain, there is collaboration, mobility, analytics, and clouds. Mr. Bhatia holds an MBA from Accelerate Jamshedpur and is a certified Six Sigma Black Belt from General Electric Corporation. Welcome abroad, Mr. Puneet Bhatia. So, can we start our session with, we would like to start with Mr. Shibaji Ghosh. So, Mr. Ghosh, can you start your discussion on the plan?
Thank you, Partho, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I must thank the Bengal Chamber of Commerce for having given me an opportunity to come here and speak before you. But when Partho was introducing the other speakers, I think the other speakers are much better equipped to deliver it on this subject, especially when they are from the field which is actually being discussed here. I am basically a policeman. trained and practicing policeman. So I would always be giving you whatever I say will have a bearing on my career, my whatever I have done in last 30 years. Perhaps that has some connection with today's topic, the security, data security, e-governance and related things. All of you must be aware, in Mahabharata, the Yudhishthir and the 5 brothers, Panchapandav, they were to go on hiding for a year. Condition was that if they were found out during this period of hiding, they would be banished for life. I think that was the story. I sometimes think that thank God they were not born in this 21st century. They wouldn't have had a chance of being hidden from the public eye or from being detected. Instantly they will be detected. Today we have a mobile population, I mean people who have mobile connection exceeds that of our total population. Some of them may be having multiple number of instruments, but more or less almost each and every individual of today's India owns or uses the mobile telephone. Now, as a COF, I can tell you with confidence that if you have a mobile connection or if you ever use it without owning it, I can find you anywhere in the world, given enough time. Such is the situation now, that you leave knowingly or unknowingly your footprint across the world, whether you switch it off or switch it on, whether you own it or you do not own it. Point is that you have to use it, or even if you do not use the mobile phone, you must be using some other facilities which will leave a footprint, whether it is debit card, credit card, you access the bank, you withdraw, even if you do not use debit card or credit card, you withdraw money from the post office or bank, you leave a footprint. And you leave it permanently almost. So no one can escape this internet or electronic trail. So if this being the situation, it also has a flip side. I wish I joined in 1985 and till 2000 I can tell you we had a very peaceful life. People did not have mobile connection, so we did not have this new age crime. It was simple cases, simple murder, theft, and it was easy to be cracked. But now the situation has entirely changed. Every other day we come across crimes which are new age crime, and these crimes are not traditional. Each individual electronic crime is one of its own kind. It depends on the person, on the perpetrator, how creative he is, how intelligent he is. You will be amazed to hear that a primary educated person can be so tech savvy, it is beyond imagination. Even the best of our technological talents find it very difficult to track them or to decipher how the crime has been committed. There are cases which are a little crude in nature, like you must be, almost all of us have got this kind of SMSs or internet mails that you have won so many million pounds, so many $1 million. So these are very crude. But there are crimes which have been committed, which are very sophisticated, and they really challenge your intellect. I have come across people, highly qualified people, come into their trap and were made to part with millions of rupees. There are engineers, there are professors who have come to graves. So there are very few. There are principally. Before that, I'll present you with with some of the varieties of the crime that we come across in our world now. So we can classify cyber crimes into three broad categories. One is basically what I was talking about, a little crude financial crimes. They make you part with your money. They fish out your personal information, and then they clean out your accounts. These are very crude. These are very easy to crack also. We often detect these people quite easily. There are other crimes which are a little difficult and which causes more of harassment, mental agony than actually the financial losses. These are cyber crimes against persons, but I can tell you the number of these crimes are growing day by day, and these crimes causes more harassment, more mental agony than theft of a few thousand rupees or even a few lakhs of rupees. So these type of crimes actually takes place mostly in social networking and cyber stalking. Basically, cyber stalking is nothing but harassing you, following whatever you do on the net. They follow you either online or offline. They intimidate you, they bully you. Sometimes they post obscene remarks about you. They spread it across the net and causing you more mental agony than you would normally come across in physical world. Phishing is another type of crime which makes you part with your own information. Sometimes they force it out of you, or sometimes they make you part with your own information on the net. Then there are, of course, denial of service crimes are there, online lottery schemes are there, cyber terrorism is there, and data theft. Other speakers will definitely be able to tell you more about the technical part of these things, but from the police point of view, these are the type of crimes that we come across, and these are the type of crime that people complain to us. Now, though I have put some profiles of some of the cyber criminals, disgruntled employees, teenagers, professional hackers, business rivals, hackers of enemy country. But I can tell you that apart from these, which you can definitely, these are the type of criminals whom you can really detect quite easily. But there are criminals, especially nowadays, the group of gangs of criminals who have come together specializing in cyber crimes. They have made my life really miserable for people because they are very difficult to detect. They are sophisticated, they are tech savvy, and they also have recourse to good legal advisors. So this is another dangerous part that we are now facing, that these criminals, they are not easily intimidated by the law. Neither they are intimidated by the law enforcing agencies. They are very sophisticated, and day by day these numbers are growing. Hacking, all of you know. Viruses, all of you know, I'm sure. Cyber stalking is another area which is now really threatening common people, especially the ladies. We come across students, we come across even housewives who are being stalked on the internet. Again, the way, how they get the information, the intimate information, the personal information is again anybody's guess. They use their ingenuity, they use their technical knowledge, and they also prey upon the gullibility of the individual victim. It's very interesting how they psychologically they prey upon the victims and make them part with their information, and then they perpetrate the crime on the same people from whom they have got the information. I have come across people who give out their PIN number or bank details over telephone. Sometimes they even give out, they type out their own information over internet just by being lured by these people that you give us this information and we'll send you the money to your bank. You won't believe, you may not expect them to do it, but these are the people, the victims. They are highly respected people, highly intelligent people and qualified people. They are not run-of-the-mill people that they do not know anything about the internet. But when we ask them, how did you part with your own information like this? They said that we thought that this is a genuine thing. I can give you another example. A professor of an university came to us saying that I gave out my information over internet to SBI, State Bank of India. The mail came to him from State Bank of India and they wanted certain information from them. And he is a professor of a technical university. He said that I just gave out everything to them. And then next day he comes running to us saying that his entire account has been cleaned off and probably he lost about more than £1 lakh. So we simply, and then only he only points it out to us that the URL begins with HTTP or HTTPS. It was beginning with HTTP. He said that I knew that HTTP is a insecure address. You have to have HTTPS, which is the genuine URL of State Bank of India or any other bank. He just missed out on that and he gave out on the, he just didn't check. He just gave out everything to him. We have come across people who have sold their assets, houses, just by falling prey to these lures, that they will get some big amount as some reward or some award from abroad. So it is not that today we may scoff at the idea that, oh, it will not happen to me. It can happen to anybody. It has happened and it will happen to anybody, whoever falls prey to this thing. And they prey upon not on every day, but a particular vulnerable moment you will fall prey to this. But I can go on to giving this kind of examples, but the basic thing remains that what do we do about it? Apart from being cautious about it, apart from being wary about the possibilities, where do we go? Of late, not of late, but for the last 4-5 years, police has also, the law enforcing agencies, not only the state police but also the central agencies, we have tried to come to grip this situation. There are a number of agencies that has come up. We have developed certain expertise also. Legally also, there is the IT Act 2002, amended several times.